Well, goddamn, I can't believe it. We're actually not buried in the Western Conference. 3-3 at the moment, I'd say that's an accomplishment. And the way it's looking right now, are we a playoff team? The Denver Nuggets? No, we can't be. But with all that being said, there's still things to talk about. And as far as the actual footage in this video, it's all over the place, so don't get too caught up on the actual score. But anyway, I'm gonna say something that's kind of obvious, but it needs to be said anyway. Emmanuel Mudiay is our best player, already as a rookie, and he's the one guy who I can give the ball to and just force the issue, okay? Don't ask him to do anything too complex or difficult because he gets it, alright? Puts his head down, go to the rim, and make something good happen. And so we're going to keep on doing what is working with Mudiay, while still, of course, progressing on things like his jump shot and things like that. However, with all that being said, I do think we could still make some adjustments. Now, the swing offense is cool, but there's something special in the simple plays like a pick and roll, especially when you have guys like Kenneth Faried and Jusuf Nurkic who can be really effective in that style of play. So, and the thing is that they both have contrasting styles. I mean, Nurkic, as we've already seen, really solid from the mid-range, whereas Kenneth Faried, he's just a beast rolling to the rim. I mean, look at that lob right there. And so, I would really love to find some plays for our offense that can cater to both of these guys at the same time and really force the defense to defend Mudiay, Faried's ability to roll, but then also Nurkic's mid-range jump shot at the same time. Of course, until Nurkic dies because his stamina is like -2. Besides Mudiay, let's talk about our second best player, Danilo Gallinari. Gallo the God. The points are in abundance. I think he's averaging 20 points right now. I want to keep him off the bench because, what the hell else do we have in the second unit, am I right? Well, let me be a little nice. At least in terms of scoring. We have effective players, but in terms of putting the ball in the basket, besides Gallinari, however, not everything's perfect, okay? We haven't done the greatest job with our wing players. Guys like Will Barton, Gary Harris, Wilson Chandler, the vet, the two-way player, and also the newbie Justin Anderson who just came over from the Dallas Mavericks. So I want to get these guys in more motion offense, get them running around screens, give them the opportunity to actually score some buckets for us. Because, I mean, as much as Gallinari loves scoring, other guys have to do it as well. Now, one guy I just mentioned was Will Barton. And to be honest with you, I think he's maybe better to come off the bench for us because I'm trying to use him as a shooter right now. That might not be his game. He's actually better with the ball in his hand going towards the basket. He's kind of like Evan Turner who can actually shoot threes. And so, as a result, would it not be better to have Will Barton coming off the bench? Because as you see here, like, he's effective going to the rim. So, should we make a little shuffle at the two-guard spot, have Will Barton be our primary ball handler off the bench, and then cater to guys like Danilo Gallinari, but also Jameer Nelson, because who the hell wants Jameer Nelson dribbling the ball in 2016? I don't. Now, if we were to do this, that would mean that Gary Harris becomes our starting two-guard, and his shooting is actually pretty decent. Up to this point, like, I like his release. He seems like more of a natural shooter than Will Barton, and he's a better defensive player as well, and I think that sort of a guy is probably better to play off of Mudiay than Will Barton, because Barton needs the ball in his hand to be effective. Gary Harris, he can just shoot. I mean, towards the end of the Golden State game where we got destroyed, I just started calling plays for Gary Harris. He's draining jump shots. Wouldn't that be the ideal guy to have next to Emmanuel Mudiay? I mean, Gary Harris, yeah, he got a long way to go, but just as the foundation as a shooter and a defender, I feel like I'd rather have that in the starting lineup. So, would it be better to have Will Barton come off the bench, be a ball handler for Gallinari, and really make our bench just more respectable in terms of offense? He can also lead the break much better than Jameer Nelson can. And then in the starting lineup, having Gary Harris be the shooter that Mudiay could use next to him. I think it's an interesting idea. I don't think I'm locked into it just yet. I think we'll see Will Barton still in the starting lineup, see if he can play off of Mudiay, and then we'll see Gary Harris in the starting lineup. And yeah, I mean, look, we're just trying to make this as perfect as we can for Emmanuel Mudiay. Having shooters next to him is probably the way to go.